It's the guy who says that the Gov, and for that matter, Neil, well, they're off their rockers. Didn't say it exactly, but with me now is Dimmout Senior Fellow, Rich Benjamin. You don't like this idea?
I don't like this idea, and these folks are wise to fight this idea because this represents a slippery slope where they chip away and try and balance budgets on working people's back. And for example, when you take the people who are doing the hard, dirty, dangerous jobs, the cops, the firemen, the nurses, the teachers, they're amounting or would be accepting what amounts to a public pay cut in their professions when their productivity hasn't gone down. And guests like the ones...
Why should they enjoy any more special pension privileges than private workers who, by the way, pay for them, and quite happily so, don't have the same privileges?
These aren't special pension privileges. Guests like the ones before...
Sure they are. Define plans like these where you have a set amount and you can guarantee it at retirement. That's gone way the dodo bird. Now, not so in the public arena. Now I think what governors on the left and right are saying is, you know, we don't got the money.
Guests like your previous ones like to say it's union corruption and they have these Cadillac guaranteed pension plans.
I don't even think it's corruption. I'm not even saying it's corruption. I'm just saying the way we're going, leaving aside the union argument, we can't keep going. You know what I'm saying? We have to make an adjustment. Or these pensions that you argue should be guaranteed for these people are going to be lost for these people, right?
They would be accepting a public pay cut and have their private security jeopardized in the same way that private folks did with the Wall Street crumble and the way that Wall Street people...
Private folks did see that jeopardized.
Exactly.
Public workers did not.
Public workers should not be subjected to that.
Private workers used to love the time, but private workers used to love the time when they could be guaranteed a fixed pension for life, no matter what they did, no matter what happened. That was there. It was etched in stone. Something my dad enjoyed, something his dad enjoyed. Those days are long gone. So the private sector grudgingly had to go along with that, but the public sector is not. So a lot of the private sector folks who pay the taxes to pay for their policemen and firemen and their teachers and everyone else are saying, can't afford it.
Well, the governor should look at other ways to balance this budget.
It's the biggest item. It's the biggest item on his budget.
Well,
biggest item on a Republican and Democratic.
By the way, New York State has the best-run pension plan in the country.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it can't keep up with the demands of present workers and retiring.
They need to fight this. What they need to do.
What would be so damaging about each kicking in? The employer kicks in, the employee kicks in. They each are saving for it. Wouldn't you be more willing to accept the argument that more people should be taking control of their own finances for their own retirement because institutions as we know them simply cannot?
I personally have such a private retirement plan, and I understand the risks, the ups and the downs. But what I am suggesting is that these public folks should not take a unilateral...
Well, you're afraid of what it leads to. I understand that. Right. No, I can understand. You give here, you're going to have to give more. That's not a dumb argument at all. What I am saying, though, it is dumb to ignore the issue as it stands now, that we can't keep going this way.
No, nobody suggests we should ignore it. That's true. We should not ignore it. We should look at everything. We should look at other means to cut the budget.
So Governor Cuomo is saying, what he's saying essentially, Rich, is give him a choice. You have a choice. Here's a choice.
Some public employees will accept that. That's acceptable to some public employees, no doubt about it.
There are some union heads who aren't even going to, or were fighting on just the choice.
Some public employees will accept that. That choice, a well-governed, well-rationed choice between private retirement security A and the public pension plan.
I can understand your affinity for the workers who've been there a while or retired a while. They're used to this, should maybe be grandfathered in. But do you think it's fair to say that younger folks, young guys like yourself coming in, should realize they will not have those same guarantees that their fathers or their grandfathers had, that there's a new world here, and the world calls for, as it has in the private sector, more responsibility for your own retirement?
I'll tell you what, Neil, if there are Wall Street reforms, if Wall Street is no longer looking like a casino, if public employees...
Well, leave Wall Street out of it. Leave Wall Street out of it. You invest for the future.
You can't leave Wall Street out of it. Wall Street has a big effect on how dividends are returned in retirement and all that.
But you're convoluting the argument here. In other words, if there's an option here to provide an alternative to those who might, at the rate we're getting, get no pension at all, shouldn't they be given the right to hear that, rather than have their bosses tell them, no, we're not even going to entertain that.
Yes, I agree. Some public employees will want that right, and they should entertain that right. But what we're hearing in the slippery slope I'm talking about, and what we hear in Ohio and Wisconsin, is just slash public benefits for the sake of cutting the budget without looking at other alternatives. That's what they should be fighting.
All right. Very good having you, Rich. I'd like to get you back because I'm feeling this drama won't end.
It will not anytime soon, unfortunately.
Thank you very much, Rich.
All right,
Rich
Neil.
Benjamin,